India has begun its second phase of the vaccination drive. In this phase, people above the age of 60 and those with comorbidities above the age of 45 are getting vaccinated. The registration for appointment has opened up. This is the CoWIN portal. It's called cowin.gov.in. The Health Ministry has asked the private hospitals to sell doses at 250 rupees, which includes 150 rupees for one dose and 100 rupees for the cost of administering the vaccine. The ministry has included 10,000 private hospitals which are listed under the Ayushman Bharat program, the PMJ, and 600 hospitals under the CGHS for the second vaccination drive. While the government hospitals will administer the vaccines for free cost, under this phase, the government is planned to vaccinate as many as 27 crore people. Those who will be vaccinated will get a QR coded certificate and will have to carry their government ID to get the jab. Meanwhile, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is also all set to get his shot against COVID at 1 p.m. in Patna this afternoon. All right, there are many questions about the vaccination drive and how can you essentially then go about registering yourself if you are a beneficiary. So who, to begin with, are eligible for the jabs? Those people above the age of 60 are the ones who are eligible. So this is how you can go about doing this. Of course, if you are above the age of 45 and you have a healthcare condition, then you are eligible as well. How to register? That's the CoWIN portal. That's how it is supposed to be done. You go on to cowin.gov.in. Arogya Setu is the other way you can do it. There's going to be a tab that's going to be opening up in the Arogya Setu app. How do you register? Your mobile phone is required and OTP, I beg your pardon, is generated, after which you will be required to fill in some details, your age, your gender, and you can register your family certainly using your mobile phone. If they are eligible, you can use one mobile phone also to register up to 4 people, and that is something that is allowed. Essentially, the effort is to make things simpler. You can also you cannot choose the vaccine, unfortunately. In fact, what we've been given to understand is that the government is not even letting you know which vaccination site is offering which vaccine. So you can choose your site, but you cannot choose your vaccine. Whether a government hospital or a private hospital, that choice is completely yours, and you can choose which site you want to go to. So the documents that are required also, again, very minimal. You require your Aadhaar number or you require a photo I card. And if you are above the age of 45, you will be requiring a medical certificate from a registered medical practitioner who's going to give you, in fact, certified that you are suffering from one condition. 20 of those conditions have been listed, in fact, by the government of India. The cost of the vaccine, it's free of cost at all government centers. You have to pay nothing at all. And if you go to a private hospital, a private vaccination site, 150 rupees for a dose and 100 rupees is the cost of administering the vaccine. So essentially, it's going to be 250 rupees. For registering the vaccination, you can go to this particular URL using your smartphone. Registrations are now open. It's called cowin.gov.in. So this is where you can register. And the registrations, like Milan had been pointing out, have started already. Milan is at AIIMS. AIIMS is where the Prime Minister at 7 a.m. this morning got his shot against COVID-19. Aishwarya Paliwal is from Max Hospital. It's a hospital in Delhi, and it's a private hospital where the vaccinations are taking place. First to you, Milan, give us an idea about what's really happening at AIIMS. Given the fact that the Prime Minister was there a while ago, are people starting to come to AIIMS for the vaccinations?
Well, Sneha, it's too early to say because at this point, AIIMS is such a big hospital. It's also looking at OPDs, and this happens to be a government facility where the Prime Minister this morning took the first shot of his COVID-19 vaccine, and it was Bharat Biotech's Covaxin. But what the government has essentially done at this point is that opened the app for registrations. So I was also just looking at the app and trying to register. Very important. This is the self-registration.co mycovid.gov.in website. You will have to input your mobile number first, after which an OTP will be sent to you. After you verify the OTP, you go on the registration for vaccine. So there you can choose the proof of identity that you want to give, which is the Aadhaar card, the driving license, PAN card, passport, your pension passbook number, NPR, smart card, voter ID. These are the options that they give you. Now, after you input the number in the next column, remember you have to mention your name as written in the ID proofs, but also very importantly, Sneha, below here, if you put in your year of birth, they will show you that registration is only open for the individuals with age 60 years and older and individuals of more than 45 years. So if you are lesser than 60 years and lesser than 45 years, if you try to register with your Aadhaar card, the registration won't work. So that is something that the government has strictly put into the app's algorithm right now. You can only register if you input the details of anyone who is above the age of 60, their own Aadhaar card or any other ID proof. And later when you register, you have to just go to the vaccine center, book an appointment and show your documents, minimum basic documents after booking that appointment. So that is going to begin at around 12 o'clock when the government has given enough time to private as well as government facilities to facilitate the opening of centers for the elderly, and that is where the essential vaccination will begin, Sneha.
All right, be with us, Milind. We'll just come back to you for more on that. Aishwarya is also with us from Delhi's Max Hospital. Aishwarya, if you could take us to the details of how the hospital has in fact made arrangements for walk-in vaccinations, given the fact that that is also allowed from today onwards.
Walk-ins, there will be a big rush of those who will walk in, and the hospital here, Max Hospital, is prepared for that. There are 6 tables, I'll ask Wakar to show you, which go from this end to the other end. Preparations are being done. On all these tables, you will see there is a receipt which these people are sitting here with. They will write down your name. They will make sure they write the date, the vaccination center, the name and the mobile number. They will ask for the signature. Once you do this, you will have to pay an amount of 250 rupees. Now, you will not get to know which vaccine you are getting, but even if each dose here at the Max Hospital will cost you 250 rupees. This is something which will happen if you come to a private hospital. If you go to a government hospital, the vaccination there is free. They also have a waiting area here. Some of the elderly people who have already registered are now waiting for the vaccination drive to begin. It will begin at 12 noon. On the other side is where the vaccination drive will happen. Inside is where the 30-minute observation room has also been kept. Once the vaccination takes place, they'll have to walk in inside, and then they have 6 rooms here where the vaccination drive will begin. And once the vaccination is done, this is the vaccination site 1. Once you go inside, you get yourself vaccinated, then you will have to move on to the observation room. You will have to wait there for 30 minutes, and once the doctor gives you the green signal is when those who get the first shot or the second shot of the vaccine will be allowed to go home. And 250 rupees is what the people who want to get vaccinated will have to pay. Back to you, Sneha.
Right, 250 rupees for 1 dose, so it's 500 rupees essentially, because remember, this is a 2-dose vaccine. Be with us, Aishwarya. Pankaj Upadhyay live from Mumbai City as well, and Ashutosh is getting us more details. He is at Gurugram's Medanta Hospital. Ashutosh, first to you, tell us more about the kind of footfall. Are people really coming in for walk-in registrations, walk-in vaccinations, or have they registered already and are trying to get a sense of whether they'll get a shot or not today?
Sneha, what we know, the entire this process at certain private hospitals gonna begin only at 12 o'clock. However, at Gurugram's Medanta Hospital, one vaccination help desk has been set up. So we are inside the hospital premises. On 14th floor, the inoculation will take place. Also, there is an observation room that has been set up. And now, as we see the senior citizen, this very old man from Gurugram itself have come here, and thus inquiry is going on. So clearly, this help desk is going to help people. As we know that on the very first day, there's a mass mass scale of registration, that could probably put some load on the website and the COVID app. And exactly this is how the team of the administration here in the hospital are helping with the men, those who have started coming, inquiring about this entire process. What we know, how the registration is going to be a significant step, subsequently followed by the ID that is going to be registered online through, and this entire process is being briefed to the people, those who have started coming in. Further, when they will be given a particular date and time slot for the vaccination in this hospital on the 14th floor, several vaccination points have been set up, including one observation room. As we know, there could be some complication in that case to address, as mandated by the Union Health Ministry. Those arrangements have been made. So, Nishtha, in another place, we'll get to this spokesperson and also the experts, CMOs, who will be joining me soon to brief details about the further arrangements that have been made. But what we see, now the people have started coming again, that we see the number of people, those who are coming to inquire about. So that's the curiosity amongst the people. Many wants to know the process of registration. Further, if there are any complications, so clearly there could be, several questions in the mind as far as the entire vaccination process is concerned. And since there is a message largely when the Prime Minister himself inoculated with these vaccinations, that clearly gives a message of trust amongst the people. And with the curiosity to fight this pandemic, the people have started pouring on several centers. The biggest help is going to be the roping in of the private hospitals, as they are going to play a very crucial and critical role in this entire process, because number of more and more private hospitals are in, the number of people that will be covered is going to be huge than it has been in the first stage, where we have seen those who have roped in. Now the CMO from the Medanta hospital is joining me. What are the processes going to be as far as first day is concerned? You have set up a help desk out here.
Yeah, so we have set up a help desk out there. Whoever comes for the inquiries, we'll be taking care of all the inquiries. So after that, once the first 40, we'll be taking the first 40 people to first floor, checking and verifying whatever the documents, whatever the guidelines, eligibility criteria, and then those all people will be moved to the vaccination site.
Will they be also told whether they are being inoculated the Covaxin or the Covishield vaccine?
No, as of now, even we don't know what vaccine will be coming from the government.
What is the arrangement for the further complications post-vaccination, if at all it arises?
Like, sir, we have the whole team comprising of the doctors, sisters, every pharmacist sitting there, if to handle all even minor, major, whatever.
The biggest concern is going to be address the concern of the people, those who are unable to register through online or through app. How this help desk is going to help those people?
So as of now, as in today, it is walk-in only. Later on, what the government has done is there are two slots. One is the reserved and one is the open. The reserved, it is also divided into two parts. One is for the people who have to take the second dosage, and the one is like the walk-in people. So that if suppose we are left with some on walk-in slots, suppose out of 200 slots, 60 are reserved for the second dose. Then approximately, suppose the government says 80 are for the, and the leftover slots will be walk-in slots.
What is the tentative idea number of person will be inoculated every day in the second phase?
So we do not have any idea as of now. Today,
this is going to be the first day.
Yeah, today is the first day. 100 slots have been given today. 60 are for the second dose for the healthcare workers, and 40 slots are for general population.
All right. So this is how it's going to increase the number of people those will be inoculated in coming days. This is going to be the first day. Indeed, we are seeing the challenges, particularly the people, those who are trying to register. But certainly, these kind of help desk is going to address all the concerns of the people. Back to you, Sneha.
All right, Ashutosh, be with us. In fact, we'll keep coming back to all of you for more on that story. Meanwhile, the government, remember, has roped in private hospitals, but these aren't all private hospitals. These are only the empaneled ones to help vaccinate those above the age of 60 and those above the age of 45 with specified comorbidities. But how much would you need to pay if you choose to get vaccinated at a private hospital? Details in this report.
The second round of the world's largest vaccination drive. And in queue are those above 60 years of age and those above 45 years with specified comorbidities.
All arrangements are laid down by the government of India and government of Delhi. They are in place, and the same will continue. It is only that under new policy, apart from now, we are going to charge the rate what several government will say, and we have to yet to know how do we procure vaccine, whether the government is going to supply or whether somebody else is going to supply.
Union Health Ministry has fixed the vaccine price at Rs 250 per dose for private hospitals, confirming India Today's exclusive scoop. The price ceiling has been set at Rs 250 per person per dose, which includes 100 rupees service charge. The total cost for 2 shots of the vaccine would then come to around 500 rupees. Vaccines in government hospitals will be available free of cost. In the second phase of the vaccination drive, the government has simplified the system of certifying people with comorbidities within the age group of 45 to 59 years. A single-page certificate to be issued by any registered medical practitioner for the vaccine beneficiaries. The certificate can either be uploaded on the CoWIN 2.0 by the beneficiary while self-registering, or a hard copy can be carried by the beneficiary to the COVID vaccination center. Besides personal details, the beneficiary needs to tick the options if he or she is suffering from heart ailments, diabetes, or even cancer. Around 10,000 hospitals under Ayushman Bharat and 687 hospitals under the central government health scheme can be used by states as COVID vaccination centers. States have also been given the freedom to use all private hospitals impaneled under state government health insurance schemes as vaccination centers. States can also use health facilities of all PSUs and all government health facilities. The hospitals must also maintain basic cold chain storage points, have their own team of vaccinators, and maintain the facility to manage any adverse event post-vaccination.
With more than 24,000 locations of private hospitals that are empaneled under the Ayushman Bharat scheme as well as the central government's health scheme, the private hospitals are ready to vaccinate more than 60 years of population as well as those above 45 years, giving a much needed impetus to India's largest vaccination drive. With Sanjeev, this is Milan Sharma for India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.